Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. 3. Come on children, let me welcome you to another lesson in Scholarship English for Standard 8th. Now whenever we meet here, we do lessons either in English or we do lessons in Scholarship English. So today I've picked up a lesson in Scholarship English and it is going to be an interesting lesson children for you all, but at the same time remember that such videos are very difficult to create. Why? Because we are going to talk about grid today, which is exercise 2.6 in your vocabulary part. Now why these kind of grids are difficult to create, we will see when we see the questions. Okay, but before that we will try and understand what the meaning of a grid is, and is grid something to do with mathematics? Then if it is something to do with mathematics, why are we learning it in Scholarship English? So there are a lot of questions that you might have in your mind. So come on, let us move on and let us see the lesson and let us try and solve all your doubts regarding grid. Okay, so the first thing is we will try and see what the meaning of a grid is. So see, this is a grid. Now if you have seen what a graph paper looks like, now sometimes when you do sums in English, in maths, you have a graph paper on which you draw certain things. Okay, so just like a graph paper has got a lot of small, you can say rectangles or squares on it, in the same way a grid is also divided into many portions. So how are these portions created? These portions are created because of the straight lines that cross each other to form squares. So in short, what is a grid? A grid is a pattern of straight lines that cross each other to form squares. So now when I'm talking about all this, when I'm talking about lines, when I'm talking about squares, it means it has got something to do with maths. Okay, so now this basic figure or this basic, you can say, drawing is usually found in maths, but we are going to learn it as part of our English language, where we will try to improve our vocabulary using grids. So what are we going to look at? We are going to look at a word grid. So the grid will be the same. Okay, we are just going to see how we can use this particular grid to learn more words. All right, so let's see what a word grid looks like. So is this the almost the same grid that we saw in the previous picture? Yes, it is. Okay, there are a lot of straight lines which are crossing each other and they're forming small squares. So it is a grid, all right. But at the same time, we can see many letters written inside the grid. Okay, and these letters, when you try to read them in a particular way, they make sense also. Many of these letters are words, letters joined together to form words that you can find in your dictionary. Alright, so this has become a word grid then. A simple grid which you will learn in mathematics. When you add letters to it and you make those letters, make sense of those letters and you join those letters, then it becomes a word grid. Okay, let's take a look at how many words are written in this particular grid. So you have the letters W, H, A, T, H, E, R, E and so many other letters written in the grid. Okay, now let us try to join these letters of the alphabet which are there in the grid and try to make words. So come on, let's start like this. So you have W, H, A, T, what? Then you have H, E, R, E here. Then you have A, R, T, S, arts. Finally, you can also find out, or you can also arrive at the word T, E, S, T, test. Okay, try to go in the reverse way. For example, this TEST test, try to write it or read it in the reverse manner. You will see that it is TSET, okay, which doesn't have any meaning. Now again, let's go and try to read it in another way, in a different way. So you have from top to down, WHAT, what? You have HERE here. You have ARTS, arts, and you have TEST, test. Okay, but see, in this particular grid, when you read the words horizontally as well as vertically, they form the same word. When you read the letters in both the directions, they form the same words. That is what, here, arts and test. But it is not necessary that in all grids these kind of letter arrangement can be there. Okay, so see, you can read the words horizontally like we read, you can read the words vertically like we read, in order to understand what words are put in the grid. Okay, apart from this, you can also make sense by reading the letters in the grid backwards sometimes. Okay, we will see examples of all these kind of words written in the grid, where you can read them horizontally, you can read them vertically, you can read them backwards also sometimes. That is, here, look at it, TSET, we said it doesn't make sense, but there might be a grid in which certain letters, when you read them backwards, they make sense. All right, then you have the way in which you can read the words horizontally. That is, here you see starting from W to the T, horizontally. Okay, it might make sense, it doesn't make sense in this particular grid, but it might make sense in some other grid. So that way also you can read the words, letters, and sometimes you can also get clues. Okay, there are clues which are given, and you have to read the clues and you have to search for the letters. So these are the different kind of exercises that you can get as far as word grid is concerned. Okay, children, and we are going to see most of the type of exercises where we will try and solve the grid in a horizontal manner, in a vertical manner, in backward manner. We will try to find out words written horizontally, and we will also try and work out certain ways in which you can find out or read the clues and find out the words. So we are going to try all of them when we come to solving certain examples. Okay, so now you must have understood what a grid means and what a word grid means. Now let's see how it is defined. Alright, so a word grid is a word game in which a large square is divided into many smaller squares. Each square has a letter. So now you just saw the previous slide. Every square has one letter in it, and then you try to make sense of all the letters which are written in the grid. You try to make meaningful words using these letters. Okay, sometimes you will see that the complete word grid with letters in all the squares look like gibberish. Now what is gibberish? It means rubbish, nonsense. Okay, you just take a look at the grid and you will say, what is this written in the grid? There are so many letters written here, but it looks like rubbish, it looks like nonsense, it doesn't make any sense. But then one has to search and find out or arrive at sensible words in the grid. Okay, and how do you arrive at these words? By making use of clues. Alright, so finally, what have we done using a word grid? We have done nothing, but we have tried to improve our knowledge of words. So we are working on our vocabulary here. Okay, so the word grid is in a way a kind of puzzle which helps you to improve your vocabulary. Alright, children, so come on, let's move on and let us take a look at a few more examples of word grid. So look at this. Now this is a word grid which will explain what a word grid means to you. So there is one word which is marked here. Can you see? And the word is word search. See, it is there in the clues also. Word search. And it is already marked for you. WORDSEARCH. What direction is it marked in? It is marked in the horizontal direction. So see, what do you do in a word grid? You search for words, and sometimes you can search for words in the horizontal direction, in the diagonal direction. Now this is diagonal. Okay, diagonal means starting from one corner to the other corner. Diagonal. All right. Now, there are many other words also here. For example, let us look at where this word is. Vertical. Can you find the word vertical in the grid? Yes, here it is. Vertical. That means some of the words in the grid can also be shown in the vertical manner. Alright. Now, vertical is written horizontally. Okay. But see the spelling. VERTICAL. Vertical. And then you have other words also. For example, seek. Then you have find. Then you have random. So now when you seek means what do? You search for a word, or you look out for a word and you find the word. Now there can be some random arrangements also. That also examples we will see when we see the questions. Okay, there can be some random arrangement. It is neither forward, nor it is backward, nor it is vertical, nor it is diagonal, nor it is horizontal. It is how? Random. So some of the words you will also find them arranged in a random manner. And sometimes you will also have to become sleuths. Now what are sleuths? A sleuth is a detective. Okay, a sleuth is a detective. And then you will find that in a grid you use all these other techniques also. You search for words backwards, you search for words in the Wikipedia. Now what is Wikipedia? Wikipedia means it's kind of a dictionary which gives you a lot of information about a particular word or a particular person or a particular thing. Alright, and then of course you search horizontally also for words. So see, the word grid, this is a particular word grid which will give you lots of ideas about what a word grid is. But it will not give you those ideas directly on a plate. You have to search for them. So you have to see where seek is written. If you look at my arrow, can you see one arrow here? See, this arrow is on word, this arrow is on grid. So now look at the arrow. I will show you where seek is. See here, S-E-E-K, seek. Now you will have to sit and pause the video and try and find out all the words here. Okay, so that is your job. That is a kind of a small exercise that I am giving you. Alright children, so now you know how to find words in a word grid. Okay, now let us move on and let us try and look at this particular word grid. Sometimes, I told you, you get clues. Now here the clues were of a different manner. Words were given as clues. And you had to search for these words in the grid. Sometimes you get picture clues as well. Now here you see, I've already shown the answers to you. So you have three pictures. The first one is that of a hen. Second one is a set of books. And the third picture is that of a ball. So see, where is hen written here? Hen, you have to search for hen now. I've already searched it for you. So here is hen. Okay. Then you have books. Here you have the word books written vertically from top to down. B-O-O-K-S, books. And then you have the picture of a ball. Okay. And you have the word ball written here horizontally. So now you understood how sometimes for smaller children, you also have picture clues. So you look at a picture, you know what that picture is, you identify what the picture is, and then you search for the word as well in the grid. So this also improves your vocabulary a lot. Okay children, so these are all the different ways in which word grids are made. Now, as we usually do in a scholarship lesson, let us take a look at the kind of questions that could be asked. So basically there are 4 patterns here, and we are going to try and do some questions, some examples in each of the patterns. So let us take a look at pattern 1 now. Identify the word that cannot be found in the grid. So you have to, there is a grid which is given to you. There might be 4 words which are given to you, and 3 of the words you will be able to find in the grid, 1 word you won't be able to. So you have to find out which is the word that you will not find in the grid. Okay, for that you will require a lot of mehnat, you will require a lot of hard work, where you have to locate all the words, and then you will realize that one of the options is not there. Okay, then option pattern number 2 is find out any 2 things found in a dash. So it could be in a park, in a library, in the kitchen, okay, in a particular situation, and then you have to choose the correct alternative. Then you have option 3, choose the correct alternative found in the grid to complete the given set of words. So you have to, there will be a set of words which are given to you. You have to complete the set of words with the correct alternative which is found in the grid. So these are all multitasking exercises. It is not just one thing that you have to do. You have to identify the word, you have to locate the word in the grid, etc. And the final pattern will be do as directed. So each question will tell you what you're supposed to do. Okay, so come on, are you ready? We will now try and solve questions. But remember, before we go to the questions, let me tell you that at each stage, after you finish reading the entire question, before you choose the option, try and find out the answers yourself. Okay, because that is the best way to study. Self-study is the best way to study. And of course, if you're not able to find the answers you will automatically get when you move on with the video. Okay, so come on, let us start with pattern 1. Identify the word that cannot be found in the grid. So can you see now how difficult it is to make a grid like this, put in all these letters, okay, and each question has got a different grid. Now why do teachers do this? So that you people are benefited from such videos. Alright, so make it a point to watch all of these videos and watch the entire video, whether it is a scholarship video, whether it is a video in science or maths or any language, because it takes a lot of effort to make these videos. Okay, come on that note, let us see what are the words which are given to us. So we have the name of some animals here: hyena, mule, tiger, camel. So out of these 4, 3 you will find in the grid and 1 you won't. So let's see, out of 1, 2, 3 and 4, which one will not be found in the grid. So which is the one which is not found in the grid? It is the second one, mule. How did I arrive at the answer? How did I know that it is the second one? Because I located the others in the grid. So see, 1 is here, Hyena, hyena. Then 3 is here, Tiger, tiger. 4 is here, Camel, camel. So which one is not there? The second one, Mule, is not there in this particular grid. Okay, so this is how questions in pattern 1 will go. Moving on, let's go to the next question in this pattern, next example. So you have again a grid where you have a different set of letters now. So for example, here we had ATFQG, here you have something else, and look at the words that you have to locate. So GREN, green, GREY, gray, RED, red, BLUE, blue. Okay, now see, in the previous one we looked at names of animals. Here we are looking at names of colors. Now let us try and see which one of these colors you will not find in this particular grid. So is it 1 green, 2 gray, 3 red, or 4 blue? It is the 4th one, blue, which you will not find here. How? Let's see. See, because green is here, GREN, green. Then you have gray here, horizontal, GREY, gray. Then you have red here again, horizontal, and you do not have blue here in this particular grid. Okay, but remember, here we are going according in the line. We are going according to the direction. We are going either horizontal or vertical. You can also go in a diagonal manner. Alright children, now let us look at the next example here. Again our grid changes. So you have QR, STY, UC, ROW, and then you have VW, X, etc. And what are you supposed to see, or what are you supposed to search here? These are all names of birds. So you have HAWK, hawk, CROW, crow, OWL, owl, and EAGLE, eagle. So which of the four will you not find in this grid? So it is, let us see which one. So the first one, hawk, you will not find in the grid. So you should find crow, owl, and eagle. Let's see. So see, this is CROW, crow. Then you have OWL, owl, and you have EAGLE, eagle. So what did you not find? We did not find HAWK, hawk. Alright, so this was the paper pattern, question pattern, where we identified words that could not be found in the grid. Let's take a look at one more example. Again the grid changes. So you have W, X, Y, Z, M, and so on. Let's see what our options are. So you have hard, you have soft, you have loyal, and you have smart. So these are all adjectives. They are all qualities which you will find either in a person or in a thing. Okay, so let us see, out of 1, 2, 3, and 4, which one will you not find in the grid? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Yes, it is 3, loyal. The word loyal you will not find in the grid. So where is hard? Here it is, HARD, hard. Where is soft? Here it is, SOFT, soft. And where is smart? Right below soft. Okay, so which is not there? Loyal is not there. Alright children, so these were all questions in pattern 1. Let's move on to pattern 2 now, where you find out any two things found in a, now in the pattern where I was showing you the patterns, there were lots of X's there. Okay, find out any two things found in a XXXX. So there I told you, they will give you a particular situation, they will give you a particular place. So here we have a particular place. Find out any two things found in a bathroom and choose the correct alternative. So you have to find out pairs of things. So these are the 4 pairs. So one is a razor and towel, second is shower and bucket, third is soap and shampoo, and the fourth one is soap and tumbler. Now remember, you have to find both words to choose that particular alternative. For example, if I say one, then I should find the word razor as well as the word towel here. Just finding razor will not do. Okay, so let's see which one of these options will you find in the grid. So it will be option number 2, shower and bucket you will find here. For example, see, here you have SHOWER, shower, and then you have the word BUCKET, bucket. Now look at the arrow again. See, here you can see razor written in backward manner, RAZOR. You can also find soap here, SOAP, but then you will not find the word towel, you will not find the word tumbler, you will not find the word shampoo. So which are the words which are both there in the grid? It is shower and bucket, which is our answer, option number 2. Let's now proceed to the next example in this pattern, which is this one. Find out any two nouns and choose the correct alternative. So now in the previous question, we chose 2 words which you can associate with the bathroom. Here we are looking at 2 nouns, okay, and then we have to choose the correct alternative. So come on, let us see what those nouns are. So you have anger and hatred as option 1. You have envy and fury as option 2, love and fury as option 3, and jealousy and greed as option 4. So which one of the 4 will you find in the grid? Both the letters have to be there, okay? You cannot just look for anger and not find hatred. You look at envy and not find fury. You find love and not find fury again. You find jealousy and not find greed. That will not do. You have to see that both the words are there in the grid. So which one is it? You will find option number 4 in the grid. You will find jealousy as well as greed in the grid. So let's see where jealousy is. Here it is written in the reverse, that is backward manner. Jealousy, jealousy, written from right to left. Okay, and then where is greed? Let us see. Here is greed, written vertically. Greed, greed. Okay, so this was one more example in this pattern. Let's take a look at one more example in this particular pattern. The next question, find out any 2 fruits and choose the correct alternative. Now fruits you have to find out. Now as I look at the picture, I can see grape written there. Okay, so let's see which are the options that we have. So is it orange and prune? Is it grape and peach? Is it apple and banana? Is it pear and prune? So which of the 4 will you find here? So which option and both the fruits will you able to locate here in this particular grid? So come on, which one will it be? It will be the third one, apple and banana. Let's see where apple is. Here apple is, A-P-P-L-E, apple. And where is banana? Here it is, B-A-N-A-N-A. Both are written backwards. Okay, now you can see grape right in front of your eye. You can see orange right in front of your eye. See in the top row horizontally I can see grape written. In the bottommost row I can see orange written, but sadly prune you will not be able to find. Okay, and you will not be able to find pear also. So which is the correct answer? It is option number 3, apple and banana. Okay, moving on to the next pattern now. Choose the correct alternative found in the grid to complete the given set of words. Now what words have you find out? Are you supposed to find out? You're supposed to find out words related to a laboratory. So which are the words that you will associate with, or what are the things that we will find in the laboratory? So this is the set of words. Okay, so you have burner, prism, beaker and dash. So in the laboratory you'll be able to see burners, you'll be able to see prisms, you'll be able to see beakers, and which one of these 4? So is it funnel, is it tongs, is it flask, or is it beaker? So which 4 of these, which one of the 4 will you find in a laboratory and also in this grid? So let's see, burner. Is burner there in the grid? Yes, it is. See, this is diagonally, B-U-R-N-E-R, burner. Then where is prism here? Here it is, P-R-I-S-M, prism. Is beaker shown here? Yes, here you have beaker, B-E-A-K-E-R. So will you find funnel? Will you find tongs? Will you find option number 3, flask, or lenses in this particular grid? So which word will you find here in the grid which will complete the set of words? So you will find option number 3, flask. See, F-L-A-S-K, flask, written in a vertical manner but down to up. Alright, so this is an example of this particular pattern where you choose the correct alternative which is found in the grid. So the set of words is complete. So all the words you will be able to find in the grid. So here which was the set? It was burner, prism, beaker and flask. Alright, come on, let's go to the next one now. Next example here. You have choose the correct alternative found in the grid related to an office. So what are the things that you will be able to find inside an office? So let us see what the set is. So you have table, chair, pins and dash. So which word will you put into the dash? So will it be punch, stapler, diary or clips? So where is a table? Let's see where table is. Here it is, vertically from top to down. Where is chair? Here it is. Okay, and you have pins here, chair here, and then will you be able to find punch? Will you be able to find stapler? Will you be able to find diary or clips in this particular grid? So which one will you be able to find, children? You will be able to find the second option, stapler. Where is it? Here it is. S-T-A-P-L-E-R, stapler, written backwards. Alright, let's take a look at one more example in this pattern, where the situation which is given to us is a birthday party. So when you are at a birthday party, what are the things that you will be able to see? Okay, and the set of words is here for you: bouquet, games, cake and what? And these are your options: snacks, candles, food or gifts. And where is bouquet here in the grid? Here it is, written backwards. Where is games written? Here games is written horizontally. Okay, where is cake? Here it is. And which will be the fourth one? Will it be 1 snacks, 2 candles, 3 food or 4 gifts? It will be the fourth option, gifts, which is written here vertically down to top. Alright, so this was pattern 3 for you. Now let us go to the last pattern, that is pattern 4, where you're supposed to do as directed. So each question could be different, but again we are looking at a grid. So find the number of good qualities of an ideal king with the help of the given grid. So there is a grid which is given. There are so many letters in the grid. You have to find out the good qualities of an ideal king. Now here there is a small change in the type of question. See, they are saying you can use any letter any number of times. So suppose there is one N over here, I can write N 2 times, 3 times in a word. Or I can use this N in multiple number of words. Okay, so any of these letters I can use it any number of times as per my wish. So come on, let us see how many options are available to us. So can we find out 4 good qualities? Can we find out 3 good qualities? Can we find out option number 3, 6 good qualities? Or option number 4, 2 good qualities? So let's take a look at what or how many words can we find in this particular grid which are good qualities of an ideal king. So it is option number 3, 6 words. Let's see which those 6 words are. So see, you have K-I-N-D, kind, A-B-L-E, able, B-O-L-D, bold, N-O-B-L-E, noble, H-E-L-P-F-U-L, helpful, B-R-A-V-E, brave. So where is kind? Let's see where kind is. So here you have K, I, N and D, kind. But see, is it in any order? Is it in any particular order? No, it is a random order. The placement of the letters is random. You cannot say it is horizontal. You cannot say it is vertical. It is not even adjacent to each other. Okay, let's see one more word, able. So let's see where able is. Here is A, here is B, L and E, able. Alright, let's see one more example here. Find the number of words which you can relate to the word sad in this grid. Again, you can use any letter a number of times. So sad, when you're sad means you're upset. Alright, you are a little bit, you can say fed up, or you can say you are a little bit worried. So let's see how many words can you find related to the word sad. So let's look at the options. You have option number 1, 2 words, option number 2, 6 words, option number 3, 5 words, and option number 4, 4 words. So how many words will you be able to find out related to the word sad? You have option number 2, 6 words. Let's see which those 6 words could be. So you could have the word glum. See, G, L, U and M. Glum. Then fed up. You're not exactly sad when you're fed up, but it is a negative feeling. You are upset and you are, you want to give up. Okay, so let's see where fed up is. F, E, D, U and P. So see, you have used the letter U twice now here. Okay, so this is a second example in pattern 4. Let's go to the last example for today. Okay, find the number of abstract nouns in the given grid. You can use any letter any number of times. Let us take a look at the options. So you can find more than 5 abstract nouns, you can find 3 abstract nouns, you can find 4 abstract nouns or 5 abstract nouns. So 1, 2, 3 or 4. Which is the correct answer? It is option number 1, more than 5. So let's see which are the abstract nouns that you can locate from this particular grid. So you have beauty, see here, B, E, A, U, T, Y, beauty. Then pity, see, P, I, T, Y, pity. Then in the same manner you have envy, you have bravery, you have hope, peace, trust and many more words. Okay, you can sit down and take a notebook and you can make a list, because you will find a lot more words here in this particular list. Okay children, so this was the video about grid. We saw what the meaning of a grid is, and we saw why are we learning grid as far as English is concerned. We have placed letters inside the grid and we have tried to form words. So it is a kind of a vocabulary exercise. Now after you finish watching this video, there are some tasks. So please complete the tasks and then your video will be complete. So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learned a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.